And we're going to start laying down with blocks in our upper backs. Oh, and if you want to put your music on, go ahead and pop that on now. Music's optional, of course. So, yeah, let me just show you. We're going to pop the block in, and actually you can do this without a block if you'd rather not have a block under your back as well. Gosh, the sun's just gone crazy. In the bra strap area, I think most of you have done this before anyway, and then just allow the upper back to curl over it. And adjust it so that it's comfortable below the shoulders, above the waist, shouldn't press in any vertebrae, and then just have the palms open. Legs can be in Baddha Konasana, or just in this constructive fresh shape, or extended, your choice. And then if you need something under your head for a little bit of extra height, of course take that. Yeah. And we'll just settle in there. So as ever, if you need to communicate something, there's the chat at the bottom, depending on your device. You can always just type a message there if you've got any problems. But I think we'll be fine. Great. And we'll just spend a couple of minutes here. So if you need to move and come out of it, or remove a block, just do. Don't worry about that at all. And we'll get started. So if you've been sitting a lot today at a desk, or maybe just being generally busy, this is just a really nice place to settle into your breath. And just really focusing on the sensation of the ground underneath your body. So you're just really allowing all of the day, any thoughts, just to melt away. Let the ground take their weight, let the brow become light. And just start to draw your awareness back to your breath. So sometimes when we're busy, we tend to hold our breath and not really breathe fully. And notice if you can lengthen your exhale. So that's often where we forget to breathe out when we're concentrating. You might find yourself doing that kind of half exhale in the throat and not ever fully releasing your exhale. You're right, Irene. Okay. And so just staying with that quiet awareness of your breath here. Feeling your rib cage and belly expand as you breathe in. And that slight bit of tone in the pelvic floor as you breathe out. And then I've been reflecting on what's sometimes known as the teaching chant in the Ashtanga tradition quite a bit this week. So some of you might have already heard me mention this. And it broadly explains, I feel, what happens when we come together to practice. It roughly translates as, may we be protected, may we be nourished, may we work together with great energy, may our study be strong and effective, may there not be any hate, peace, peace, peace. And I'll very briefly run through that in Sanskrit, just because it's quite nice. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navati Damastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. if you have the block under your back, just use your next exhale to tone the belly, draw the legs together and press into the elbows. Just lifting yourself away and then back down to the mat for a moment. And then you can just give your knees a little hug into your chest. Give the knees a little squeeze. And maybe just make circles with the knees in opposite directions, a few times one way, a few times the other way. And then when you're ready to, we'll just take a little rock forwards and backwards up to sit. If that doesn't work for you, just roll to one side and use your hands to come up to sit. And then we'll start in cross-legged with spinal mobilization. So again, this is just a really lovely way to start synchronizing movement and breath. And if you kind of get a bit confused or lose your breath in the class, just remember broadly in yoga, the expansion is an inhale and the contraction is an exhale. So that's a really nice, simple way to remember it, and it's perfectly balanced for our nervous system. So if you lose your way, that's a really easy reminder to come back to. So first of all, let's synchronize our breath here. Inhaling, lengthening up through the spine. Exhaling through the nose. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then interlacing your fingers. We'll inhale, press the palms up to the sky. Bring the upper arms beyond your ears if you can. Look up. Extend, and then as you exhale, curl in, rounding the spine, looking towards the belly. Again, inhale, expand, extend, reach up. Exhale, draw in, press the shoulders or the palms forward to stretch the shoulders, let the head go. Again, inhale, hands to heart center, extend. Exhale, press away, forwards once more, stretching across the shoulders, let the head go, let the neck release. And then inhale, bring your hands to heart center this time, expand, look up. And exhale, just bring the hands down to the side. Bring your right arm up as you breathe in. And then exhale, look down to the left. And then come straight back through the center, inhaling. And exhale to reach over to the left. Inhale through the center, exhale, just take a gentle twist to your right. And then inhale back through the center, exhale to the left. Inhale back through the center and exhale, and then again inhale, press the palms up. And as you exhale, press the palms away, really pull the armpits away from one another, broaden across the chest. And then bring the hands all the way back behind you with the fingertips facing forwards. And then as you breathe in, again, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulders together. So really squeeze and activate across the upper back there. And then as you exhale, just soften that a little. Let the belly squeeze in, let the back round, let the elbows bend. The shoulders can naturally hunch a little. And then again, inhale, press away. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the gaze. And again, the exhale, you can just allow that natural softening in. Lovely. Inhale, just push yourself back up to seated. And exhale, roll forwards to all fours if that works for you. Or again, spin the legs to the side. Just come to all fours here and have a little warm up for the wrists. So again, if you've been a little bit static at the desk today in that half flex position, we'll just sit back out of the wrists for a moment, straightening them a little more. And then as you inhale, hinge the weight a little bit forwards, so we hyperextend the wrists there. And then bring them back to a more neutral position as you exhale. Lovely, again, come back to center. And then we'll make circles with the whole body really. So drawing the hips back and around in a circle, and the shoulders coming forwards in a circle. And then we'll go the other way. So again, we're drawing the weight forwards and backwards into the wrists a little bit. Mobilising your hips and lengthening your low back a little bit. Good, and you can start to make that movement bigger, bringing it into a figure eight if that feels nice, so that the weight can go all the way back over the hips in a circle and then all the way forwards in the other direction to make that figure eight. Lovely, and then change direction. If your knees bother you, do just pop some extra padding under your knees, of course. Lovely. And then the next time you pretty much even in both directions. Come back to the centre, breathe in all fours, take the knees wide and sit back in a really nice extended child's pose. So you can have a little sway out of the hips here side to side. Again, just noticing any tightness. Let the head go, soften any tension around the jaw. And you can really let the forehead rest on the ground. If it doesn't and you need to pop a block or something under your head, do that. Or if it's hanging, again, just let the head be heavy, that's fine. Lovely. And then consciously lengthen and soften your fingers at the same time. Notice if you're half holding on. That's common that we have had a busy mind and we're clinging on to the day, clinging on, holding ourselves together. Just let that go. Breathe into the rib cage and breathe out. Lovely. And as you inhale this time, again, come back through all fours. And then we're going to transition through down dog just very briefly. So it can be quite a bent knee dog. Start to roll the hips up and back. And then keeping the knees really nice and buoyant, tone the low belly and walk your hands back to your feet. So as the heels come down, you can keep the knees bent and have a really good dangle. You can bring the backs of the hands to the mat here if that feels good. So we bend the wrists in the other direction a little bit. Really shake out the head yes and no. Lovely. And then imagine that you're going to drag the mat apart with your feet as you roll up. So keep the inner arches of the feet lifting a little bit. Start to straighten the legs as you get towards the top. Let the head come up last, give the shoulders a roll. Lovely. And we'll step to the top of the mat. We'll take some Chandra Namaskar, which are pretty much similar to classical Surya Namaskar, to be honest. But it's more in the approach we take. So in the morning we might take these in a more heated fashion. In the evening it's nicer to have that sense of cooling down, bedding down into the ground. Keeping the exhale nice and long. Great, so coming to the top of your mat. Again, you can pick up the toes, really spread them out, and then plant them back down so you feel your feet are really active. And let's just take a couple of breaths again here to really send thoughts down to earth. So as you breathe in, imagine drawing air up through the feet above the crown of the head. And as you exhale, softening all the way back down through the feet. So the inhale, we're drawing air up through the body from below the ground. And the exhale, we send it back down to ground further. As you breathe in, this time reach the arms up, press the palms, look up. As you breathe out, take a forward fold, press the hands a little in front of your feet and let your head go. As you breathe in, you can come to the fingertips, step the left leg back and lower onto your knee. Lovely. We'll just take an extra breath here, lift the chest. Inhaling, and as you exhale, press the hands down, step back through a plank shape briefly, all through all fours, and lower your knees, exhaling there. Just take an extra breath in here. As you breathe out, hug the elbows to the ribs, keep the low belly strong as you lower chest and chin to the mat. Lovely, inhale, roll the heart open, extend through a little cobra. Exhale back through all fours and child's. Inhale back to downward facing dog and exhale there. Good, we're just going to stay here for 2 more breaths. So really spreading into your fingers here, breathing in, breathing out, inhaling, exhaling. Good, you can bend the knees loads and get a good stretch out through the spine, drawing the hips back with the low belly tone. Great. As you next breathe in, walk the feet to the hands, and then as you breathe out, fold over your legs. Soften the knees a little here, roll up through the spine. So keep the feet active, squeeze up on the kneecaps as your back comes towards straight. Press the palms and think about a mini back bend here if you can, lifting the back of the heart to the sky just a little, and exhale, float the arms down. Lovely, so take the other side, inhale, reach up, press the palms, exhale, fold, press the hands into the ground, bend the knees as much as you need, then come onto the fingertips as you breathe in, step the right leg back and lower onto the knee, or just above the knee, so a nice big step. If you need to take time to wriggle that leg back, do. Take an extra inhale, lengthen the sides of the waist. And then as you exhale again, press into the back leg first, curl the tail under so that you don't lift one wrist up more than the other. Both palms press evenly, squeeze the legs. And then lower the knees, chest, chin. So watch out as you lower that the hips don't collapse first. So really use the strength in your arms. Lovely. Inhale, roll open through cobra. Exhale through all fours and child's to downward facing dog. And again, we'll take 3 long breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, you can bend the knees loads. Shake out through the head a little if that feels good. Lovely. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, tone the low belly on the exhale. And then use that tone with an inhale to step forward. So breathe into the ribs to come forwards. Exhale, fold over your legs. Lovely. And again, roll up through the spine. Press the ground away with the feet. Let the head come up last. Reach up, press the palms. So it feels good. Lift the back of the heart to the sky. And exhale, float the arms down. Okay, I'm going to talk you through this one. And watch what you're doing, just so I can check a little bit of technique, okay? So keep going. You're going to inhale, reach up, press the palms. Exhale, fold over your legs. Press your hands down a little bit in front of the feet. Really feel the ground there. As you breathe in, step your left leg back, light touch on the fingertips and lower the knee. Good, take an extra breath here. And this time we're going to reach the arms up into a crescent lunge. So you're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Press the palms. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center and tone the low belly to draw the tail under. So really scoop in here. Lovely. Breathe in. Press your palms down. Step back to plank. So really curl into the belly so that one palm doesn't lift up. Good. Really good. Lower knees, chest, chin. So as you lower to your knees, keep the low belly toned. Hug the elbows to the ribs. Good. As you come into cobra, keep the legs firm. Peel the upper back forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, that's it, Claire. Exhale, lower down. And then press back through child's. And then into downward facing dog. Great. 3 breaths here again. 1. Lovely. 2. So those of you that have your heels down, I think Selena or try to pull up on the kneecaps here. 3, lovely. Exhaling, look forwards, and then use the inhale for the impetus to step forwards to your hands. And then the exhale to fold over your legs. Bend the knees a little, rolling up through the spine. Gather up with the inhale, press the palms, extend if you can here. Exhale, float down. Lovely, last one of these. Inhaling, reaching up. Press the palms, maybe a little mini back bend here. Exhale, fold. Press the hands into the ground. Step the right leg back, lower to the knee. Lovely. And then use the inhale to come through a crescent lunge. So really opening across the fronts of the hips. Press the palms, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Really tone the low belly to draw the tail under. Feel the stretch in that back leg. Good. Inhaling, press the hands down. Exhaling, coil into the belly. Step back, plank. Don't lift one wrist. Strong legs. Good, lower knees, chest, chin. Remember, keep that sense of strength in the low belly, lead with the chest. Right, everyone pause on your belly here for a moment. Pause, 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 wait for it. Right, so this is a good thing to just keep checking all the time. Hover your hands, lift them off the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Activate the legs by squeezing up on the kneecaps and releasing your toes. So Rosie, release your toes onto the ground. Flat feet. That's it. Squeeze up on the kneecaps. Now use the squeeze of the shoulders to peel the heart off. Then use your hands for a little help. Don't just press and hinge at the lumbar spine. Keep the shoulders drawing down your back. Lift the gaze at the last. Hips stay on the floor for cobra. Aha. Now light touch with the hands as you lower down. Feel your back muscles work. Yes, beautiful. Lovely, Jade, great. And then press back through all fours. Inhale. Exhale to child's. Lovely, stretch it out and then come to downward facing dog, breathing in. If you need a break from dog, you can stay in child's, no problem. Exhale to draw the heels down. Good. So really important to find that strength in Cobra, not just hinging by pressing into the hands and hinging against sacroiliac, but really using the whole of the core, so the tummy muscles and the back muscles and your shoulders and your leg muscles, everything actually. Last breath. Inhaling, exhaling, good. Again, use the inhale to travel forwards. Take your time. Exhale, fold, press the hands into the ground. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll up through the spine, and then as you come to the top, if you can, lift the back of the heart, a bit like a standing cobra here. And exhale, float the arms down. Lovely. Just stay in Tadasana for a breath, breathing in. And breathing out. And then raising your right, or turning your right arm out, raise your right palm up, inhale. Exhale, take a little crescent moon over to the side, to your left, lovely. Inhaling up, exhale, float that arm down. And then the same thing, really turn that left arm out. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, crescent moon over to the right. Inhale up, we'll do that once more, moving with the breath. Exhale, reaching over. So the arms can move quite freely now. Spiraling, you can bring both out at once. Exhaling over. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Good. And then inhale, come back to the centre. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then inhale, sweep the arms straight up. Again, a mini back bend if you like. Keep the low belly toned. Reach the back of the heart to the sky. Exhale, fold in two. Press the hands down. Let the head go. This time, take a halfway lift. Bringing the hands to the shins or the thighs and really broaden across the chest. So don't round the upper back, extend the upper back. Opening up. And then exhale, folding in two. Great. Step your left leg back again for a low lunge. And just take a little moment to scissor the legs more here if you need. And if you need a bit of padding under your left knee, just find a cushion or a bit of a blanket there. Lovely. Also, if you need blocks here, if the hips and the hamstrings are a little tight, just to encourage that length through the spine rather than just getting really tight around here again in the thoracic spine, you can use the blocks. So we're going to exhale and hinge back into that half split shape. Inhale, come forwards into your present lunge. So the exhale, we're drawing back. Again, tone the low belly as you draw back, flex the foot. Inhale, come forwards, allow that expansion through the belly, softening of the pelvic floor. Exhale, tone the pelvic floor, pull back with your right foot and your right leg. And we'll do a couple more of these just to start to really find, or to encourage that release of the fibres down the back of your leg. Great, coming forwards once more. Now this time we're going to come back and hold here for a moment, so if you need your blocks, take them for a bit of support. Think about drawing your heel down into the mat and then dragging it back into your right hip. And then engaging through the top of the right leg there. And then from here we're going to do like a mini cat-cow. So as you inhale, extend, exhale, coil in. And that's going to come more like a ripple. So you're going to roll up and inhale, send the chest forwards. Exhale, wave the spine around. Good, just do a couple more like that. I know the back knees probably nearly had enough. Exhale, good, last one. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Inhale, come back forwards through that low lunge. Exhale there. Just press back into a runner's lunge if that works, or bring it back through all fours. Little vinyasa here. If you want to miss the vinyasa out, come to all fours and child's. If you'd like to take chaturanga, you can. Or knees, chest, chin. So either chaturanga, upward facing dog, or knees, chest, chin and cobra, finishing in down dog or child's pose. Breath in, breath out. Remain in child's pose if you're there. If you're in dog, walk your feet to your hands and exhale, fold. And then we'll bring the right leg back. So if you're in child's, you can just come into this lunge shape from there, bring the right leg back. Take your time. And again, we'll use the exhale to draw the hips back, flexing into that left foot. The inhale to come forwards, lengthening and lifting the back of the heart. Exhale, coiling in. Inhale, releasing and opening, lifting up. Exhale, draw up with pelvic floor. Breathing out, lovely. Inhale, forwards. Really nice. So this time we'll come back and hold. Great. So if you need that little bit of height, take it so that you can find the space to wave through the spine. So the blocks can really help you to find that little bit of more movement if you have them. Not essential though, so don't worry. Just bringing that little bit of a wave through the spine. Remember to ground the left heel down and plug it back into the hip. Carry on, I'm just going to have a quick check. Lovely. Avoid any tension in the jaw there. Really good. Lovely. And then inhale, you're going to hinge it forwards through your crescent lunge. Step back to plank. And take that vinyasa or rest. So remember, if you're taking knees, chest, chin, plug the armpits down to the hips. Squeeze the elbows alongside your ribs. Remember what we did in Cobra. Activate the back muscles. Keep the lower belly toned as you peel the heart open. Exhale back through Child's. Stay there or come to downward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Irene, let your head go even more. Good. Or see if you can walk the feet back a bit more. So longer shape there. Yeah, good. And then everybody again, use your breath in to walk the feet forwards. And exhale, fold over your legs. Okay, last time stepping back here, left leg coming back again and lowering the knee. And then we're going to walk the right toes out for lizard. So again, if things are feeling really tight in the hips, you can use a block here to give you a bit of height. If you're feeling like you have the space, you can start to make your way onto your forearms. So turning the right toes out can be good. Scissoring the left leg back a little bit more can be good. And you're allowing that right knee to start to rotate out a little. If you want to roll onto the blade edge of your right foot, do, but then what I'd like you to think about is pressing the ground away with that foot. So as you do that, we're not just collapsing, as you press the blade edge down, notice how you activate, for want of a better word, the stretch. So it's still a stretch, but it's not passive, it's dynamic, it's strong. But we're using that cooling energy of the exhale to avoid it becoming stressy. Great. Just staying there for another breath. So you can start to come to the forearms if it feels good. Yeah, good. And then all of you on the forearms actually, just think about reaching the thoracic spine, the mid-back forwards, at the same time softening the sides of the neck and the jaw. Great. Last breath. Inhale, exhale. So from here, tuck the back toes under, keeping the right leg where it is, and press up into a little active shape there with the back leg. And then you can pad onto the palms if you aren't already there. Walk the right leg back in. Now really curl the belly in here like an angry cat as you breathe out. Really coil in. And then step it back to plank or all fours, just finding whatever strength you can there. Knees, chest, chin, or child's pose. Remember in Cobra, roll the heart forwards, keep the shoulders squeezing back, pelvis down. Exhale through child's and then downward facing dog. Or resting in child's pose if you need that. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. We're just going to use this as a transition dog here. So again, on your next inhale, walking the feet forwards. Exhale, fold. Step the right leg back and lower the knee, ready to take lizard on the other side. Okay. So you can walk the left toes out again a little bit to the side of the mat. And just allow the right leg to scissor back a little more so you can press onto the ball of the foot. So you're right above the kneecap on the back leg as much as you can. Remember, using support for height if you need it. And then opening out with the left knee, rolling onto the blade edge of the left foot, pressing actively away with that foot. and then coming down if that feels appropriate. And often one side feels very different to the other. So if this is your tighter side, just noticing, breathing, softening the jaw, finding the reach through the upper back and the softening of the jaw and the neck here. And again, as you press down a little bit with the left foot, you can feel that inner line of your legs, a little bit of tone and support through the pelvic floor. And then from there, again, we'll activate the back leg, finding that strong shape with the back leg, toning the low belly, so as soon as you work that back leg and press the feet away, you can feel that strength through the core hope. Curling in a little and using that to transition the leg back into a plank. Really nice, great, lovely control. And then knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga up dog if you want it. Remember the strength in cobra. Peel the heart open. Exhale, lower down. Great, and then push back through all fours and into downward dog. So in this down dog, feel almost that you knit the hips back to the center line. A little bit of tone in the low belly on the exhale. Good. And then from here, we'll all come to child's pose. Sit back on your heels and just let the arms relax alongside the hips. So really nice and soft, let the head go. Well done. So no more vinyasas and standing. Hooray. So we're going to slide the forearms forwards from here. You can kind of slither onto your belly into Sphinx shape here. So wriggle it forwards. And then make sure that your elbows are under your shoulders so that you're nicely propped in the chest for Sphinx. Great. Okay. And then have a sense here, again, of drawing the tail between the legs a little from the tone in the pelvic floor. And a little bit of a sense of dragging the elbows back towards your hips. And as you do that, again, reconnect with the tail drawing between the legs. So you feel that lovely strong centre. And from there, you broaden the collarbones and lift the gaze. Exhale. Hold that for another inhale. Exhale. Now start to squeeze up on the kneecaps a little more. And as you breathe out, raise your right leg up from the very top of the hip and lower. And then the left. And lower. So as you do this, notice if your pelvis wants to rock from side to side. Feel the strength deep in the glutes, maybe into the hamstrings a little. Just going to do one more like that on each side. Keeping the breath calm, but feeling that you've got a little bit of strength in the glutes here as well. As well as us stretching them out, it's important to remember to keep them strong. So then we're going to point the right heel towards the bottom, flex the right foot, squeeze it up a little, it'll only be tiny, release, point and lower. So point the left foot in towards the bottom, flex the foot, little squeeze up, lower down, point and release. So because I spend a lot of time doing yoga, this makes my hamstrings really cramp. If you're lovely and strong and a runner or a cyclist, you'll probably be like, meh. So just noticing. It might feel a little bit crampy in the hamstrings if you've got lovely long muscles. If you've got lovely strong muscles, you might be like, eh. Just do one more each side. And again, it's really lovely, subtle core stability work here. Great. And then slowly lower down when you've done the last one on each side. Make sure that you're even. And then bring the hands back so that you can just release the arms back for a moment. Turn your head to one side, so soften the shoulders, so soften the hands back alongside the hips. And then turn the head the other way, so just release any imbalance or tension in the neck there. And then bring the forehead back to centre first of all, and bring the hands back under your shoulders. So we're going to work on that strong cobra again. So everyone activate your legs, so squeeze up on the kneecaps, press the feet down. And then really have a sense of drawing the tail a little bit between the legs and feeling your lower back lengthen there. Good. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together Start to lift up using the back muscles. Lovely. Now as you lower down, lighter touch with the hands, so you slow control lower down using your muscles there. Good, do one more like that. Inhaling to come up. Good, keep the legs pressing down. Exhale, lower. Really nice. So this time, inhale up through the center. As you breathe out, take a little turn to look at your back right foot, or your right foot. Look forwards. Exhale, lower. Inhale to peel up. Exhale to look at your left foot, so turning, looking over the shoulder. Inhale, center. And again, exhale, lower. If you need a break, take it. If you can, do one more on each side. So really important to feel the length here. So really reaching each vertebrae away from one another and lowering. And the leading of the turn of the head comes from the middle of the body. So the shoulders turn, lovely, well done, really nice. Good, and then come back to center, press back through all fours on your inhale, and exhale, come to child's pose. Sit back on the heels and extend the arms forwards. Well done, and if you want to take the knees wide there and release the lower back a little more, go ahead. Release your hip flexors a little as well there. And then from here, draw the knees together if they aren't already. And as you breathe in, slowly roll yourself up to seated. Exhale there. Good. So we'll just send the legs straight forwards. And find Dandasana. So sit really nice and tall here. If it feels difficult to sit up straight, sit on a block or a cushion and just give your hips and back a little bit of space there. And then we're going to hug the right knee to the chest without using our hands. So see if you can use the strength of your psoas and your belly there. Roll the leg a few times one way, a few times the other way. Good. And then maybe make the motion a little bigger. Try not to do it with the foot or the knee. Try and keep it in the hip. And then bring it to rest inside your left leg. Great. So Janu Shirshasana. Sit tall, inhale. And again, exhale, wave the spine forwards. As you inhale, roll the spine up. Exhale, reach forward. So this movement might be quite upright and quite small. Just seeing where your body wants to go today. Lovely. And then this time as you come forwards, we'll stay in the forward fold here. So you can hold your calf, your ankle. If you can bind around the foot, go ahead. And then let your head go. Really release through the whole back line of the body here. Good, notice if there's any tension in the shoulders or the jaw. Yeah. And if you need to keep the little wave of the spine going, if that's helpful for you, do. So it's just that nice subtle movement around the edges of the resistance of the stretch. Remember to keep the extended leg active so that left kneecap is pulling up, the toes are pointing straight up. Great, last breath, inhale. And exhale, good. Slowly roll it up to sit as you breathe in. As you breathe out, twist towards your right leg, bringing the hand outside that knee. And again, really using the muscles in the upper belly here to rotate. So feeling those obliques work. Breathe into the rib cage here. Expand through the side body. We forget that those muscles between our ribs can be tight and restrict us. Breathe fully into them, expand them. Exhale, good. Last one. Feel the space above the crown of the head as you breathe in. And breathe out, maybe rotate a little more. Good. Inhale back through the center. And as you exhale, take the outer edge of your left leg. And again, rotate. So if it's possible for you, you can reach forward and take the outer edge of the left foot there. Maybe bring the left arm behind you to deepen that bind. But that can be very strong actually in the back, so just see what feels good. You might want to be higher up the leg here. And again, breathing into the ribs here, inhaling. Exhaling, good. Make sure that this left leg doesn't go to sleep. Keep it strong. So there's that neutral resistance of leg and arm. Lovely. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, unwind. Again, take a little counter twist. And come back through the center. Okay. If you want to to vinyasa here, you can. It can feel quite nice between twists to do that, so roll it forwards. If you don't want to do that, you can take seated cat-cow, just moving the spine through flexion and extension a few times. Otherwise, you can step back plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Remember, hug elbows alongside ribs, belly strong. Inhale, and exhale, you can just come to child's, and then up to sit, and we'll go the other side. Lovely. So the main thing is we take the spine through movement and we breathe between postures, between sides. So we're going to bring the left leg up now. Again, use the strength of your psoas and the belly muscles there. Few rolls one way, few rolls the other way. And then bringing that left leg in. And the weather's been extremely changeable from hot to cold, and that's can sometimes make us feel a little tight as well. So using this breath flow here, I think is a really lovely way just to kind of find that reset place. Waving the spine forwards. So really roll into the back, and if you haven't slept well as well, tension in the neck and low back is a common unwanted side effect. Really ripping through the spine. And the next time that you come forwards, you can take the static hold. So holding calf, ankle, or binding around the foot. Really let the head go. And again, really breathing into the back line of the body here. Now, the low belly can be a little toned here, and you're really feeling the expansion in the upper ribs here as you breathe, keeping the collarbones broad. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Slowly roll up on the inhale, and then exhale, twist towards your left leg. So every inhale you're feeling that sense of lift. Every exhale, a little more engagement and rotation. And again, that's just a soft pattern. It doesn't have to be hard or forced. Again, watching out for that right leg. Don't let it go to sleep. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale back through the centre. And then exhale to come the other way. So again, you can take the outer edge of the foot if that's feeling good. And then deepening the twist there, or being higher up your leg. Again, breathing into the rib cage. Avoiding any tension in the neck and the jaw, so really keep that sense of reach through the upper body. Lovely, you can let the gaze follow, so really allowing the gaze to follow. Remember, where we look, the body wants to go. So within reason, we're not cranking the neck, but not holding back either. Okay, come back to centre. And then exhale, gentle counter twist the other way. Inhale through the centre. And exhale there. This time we'll just extend both legs straight forwards. And then bring them back together for Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together. Again, if you want to sit on a block here, do. If you want to pad yourself under the legs so you've got something to press against, do. If you can open the feet, that's good. Breathe in, extend. And exhale, lead with the chest to bring the gaze towards the ground. And again, if you're pretty upright, just keeping that sense of reach wherever you are. And that almost like a little softening on every exhale. So if it feels helpful for you to inhale back out and exhale, soften in, do. So it's not bouncing. Again, it's just working with the breath to allow the body to find range of motion, to keep the movement that it has, or maybe deepen it. Remember, a lot of what we practice in yoga is about maintaining where we are, maintaining movement, maintaining suppleness and strength. It doesn't always have to be pushing into some crazy shape. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, come up, and as you exhale, intentionally round your spine. So let the pelvis tip back and let the crown of the head aim towards the middle of the feet, just for a moment there. And then inhale, roll up out of it. Exhale there. Now I promise we're not going to do loads of boat poses, but we are just going to do a couple. Squeeze the knees in. but it's going to be a nice soft variation of it. So actively hug your knees to your chest again, and find that tipping point where you feel the low belly switch on. Again, keeping this really lunar, really calm. Squeeze the knees in, hold it there, maybe reach the arms forwards. Lovely. If it feels good to bring the legs up, go ahead. If you then want to take a bit of support with your hands, do, but draw the shoulders down, soften the neck. You can squeeze the knees together from the groins, wherever you are. If you want to come into a full extension of the legs, go ahead, but you don't have to. And exhale, slowly bring the feet down. Find Baddha Konasana again for a moment, just release off. Lovely. See how easy boat feels when we're just all like lullaby-ish about it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, squeeze the knees together. Just tip the balance, gently, gently, gently. Maybe bring the arms up, maybe bring the legs up. Just really calm. Just bobbing along in your boat. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Squeeze down with control, hug into a ball, and then release into Baddha Konasana. Well done, really nice. And then inhale, come up. Exhale there. Send the legs out to the side into straddle shape. So again, sit on a block if you need, bend the knees if you need, so that you find that lift and length out of the sit bones. So avoid any kind of real tense uncomfortableness there. Lift yourself up out of it. Good. And then from here, again, like we did in the beginning, we're going to bring the right arm up, inhale, and exhale, wave it over. Inhale, extend, exhale, reach. And you can start to make this movement really nice and fluid. To do that, keep the legs really strong. So again, not hard edges and hard gripping, but that connected engagement of muscles, so drawing up on the kneecaps. The heels are feeling a little bit like they're drawing into the ground. Lovely. You can start to make the movement bigger if it feels good. Just watch out for any pain in the sacroiliac. Don't go so far that you're putting strain and force there. Lovely. Last one. Inhale up. And then exhale, take a little twist to the right leg and a little wave of the spine. Inhale up through the centre. And then exhale the other way. And just keep that going. Again, just gradually deepening the range of motion if it's there. So you're really feeling you're in your flow of movement, and just using the exhale to just push against the edge of resistance in the body without that kind of hard or hot feeling. So very fluid, very watery. Really lovely. And the next time you've done even right and left, come back through the centre and pad the hands forward. So that, again, this could be a very upright shape. If it feels good to come forwards, do. I'm not going to get you to hold the feet today. Just allow softness in the arms. So if you can reach all the way forwards, go ahead. Just go as far as you can, bringing the chest down and letting the head go. And again, we'll just stay for 2 breaths there. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. Don't let the legs switch off. Keep the kneecaps up. Good. And inhale, come up. Well done. And then gradually dragging the legs in. Squeeze them in. Squeeze into a little ball. Tuck the head in. And then extend the legs straight forwards. Lovely. So from here, we're either going to come to pigeon or to reclined pigeon. So you can either come to laying down and take the figure 4 shape. You can use the wall. If your hips are feeling really tight, do a few little circles. And so those of you that have those issues around the hips, you know what to do. If you want to come to pigeon, I'm just going to come into it in a really relaxed way. So from all 4s, bringing the right leg forwards. And actually, if you have a bolster cushion and you want to do the more restorative version, you can get your bolster here and lay on it. Give it a hug. Similarly, if you have a block, you might want to pop that under your head so that you can, if you're quite upright here, you can just release any tension in the neck and shoulders again here. Or you might want to pop that under your hip. So show you on the other leg. So you can pop it under that hip if it's really high and keep the right hip and the left hip level. So the back leg is reaching away and you're drawing that back hip forwards to meet the front ankle. Good. Lovely. So those of you that I've given those little bits of hip rolling, the anaesthetic to, and the figure 4, you do your thing. Just keep the movement going. Remember, that's what we want to do. We want to keep the health of that joint where it is and improve the range of motion little by little where we can. Lovely. So if you're inputting here, really reaching the sides of the body long. So Rosie, draw your left hip forwards a little more if you can. Good. Just take one more breath here. Exhale. Good. So from here we'll gradually pad the hands back. Take down dog just to pedal out through the legs and lengthen. Or if you don't want to take down dog, you could just decompress the knee, press it back through like a little runner's lunge there. And then changing sides, so bringing the left leg in. Remember to keep the front foot on the bent leg a little bit active, a little bit flexed. So we're just looking after the knee there. One side can feel hugely different to the other. So if you need to prop one side more, yeah, lovely, get your blocks, pop them under the hip there, wonderful. And ease down into it. So another thing to think about here, even though we're softening and releasing, is not completely collapsing. So there's always that little sense, maybe on the exhale, of drawing the inner legs towards one another just subtly. Reaching that right leg away from the hip flexor and drawing the right hip forwards at the same time. And again, this is where we find, from this deep concentration, that deep focus on the shape, where we find that binding of the mind to the body, that release, that unity of thought. Okay, let's just take 2 more breaths here, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Lovely. Using an inhale to press into the hands and an exhale to press it back to down dog. And then we're all going to make our way to our backs. So if you want to vinyasa, jump through and lay down when you can, or you can just walk yourself through from here. Extend the legs out straight. And with control, roll yourself down to the mat. Lovely. And then give the knees a little hug. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And we'll take bridge pose here. So if you would rather take a supported bridge, you can go ahead and take that. So have your block handy, or you can take the more active one. So just make sure that your feet, knees and hips are all in line. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, roll the hips up to the sky, either using the block under your sacrum there, or wriggle the upper arms together. Really make sure the shoulders are pressing down, the upper arms are pressing down, and then lifting the chin away from the chest. And just noticing if the feet feel evenly planted. Again, that subtle awareness of the inner line of the legs, feeding up into the pelvic floor, lifting the hips. Good, and just that slight tilt of the chin away from the chest to keep the curve in the back of the neck. Lovely. Take one more breath there. And then use the exhale to roll down nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Give the knees a hug. Great. So we're going to repeat that. So this time, if you want to, you could take the restorative shape with the block. Maybe this time you might feel you've got more space to wriggle the shoulders together to interlace the hands behind you. So preparing. If you felt a little restricted, so for some of you, maybe Rosie actually, walk the feet just like a centimetre or 2 centimetres further away from you and see if that helps. And then again, use the exhale to ripple the spine up. Yeah. So So some of you, I could see that you can maybe extend the hips a little more. And if the feet are too close to the hips, you get a bit stuck sometimes. Great. So see if you can, yeah, that's it all. So little lift of the chin, just a slight lift of the chin. Yeah, and then really squeeze the shoulders together. Good, so Helen, really think about lifting the middle of the back there, so, well, bra strap really. Yeah, so for you that thoracic extension here is really helpful. Keep the hips high as well. Lovely, last breath. And then release the hands and lower down, nice and slow. Or the block, good, and give the knees a hug. And then we'll take Happy Baby. So you can either clasp behind the knees and the thighs here and use the strength of the forearms to pull the thighs towards the sides of the ribs, or you can reach for the outer edges of your feet and start to draw the knees out to the side. So if it feels good to have a little rock around side to side, forwards and back, do. And then eventually you can come to stillness there and kind of feel on every exhale that the knees just almost like there's a weight drawing them back to the ground. So again, there's no kind of forcing, but you just encourage that release around the hip joint. And again, if it feels good for you to bring a little movement here, do. If you're quite static now, in quite a deep shape, start to think about lengthening the tail back to the ground. So Selena, try to send the soles of the feet straight up. Yeah, it's not dignified. And then pull the knees out to the side. So if your arms are inside your legs, bring the arms outside. Yeah, there we go. Same for you, or bring the arms outside your legs and then you can pull out and down. Again, just avoid tension in the neck. Yeah, great. Yeah, that's great, Amanda. Lovely. Good, Irene. Looks really good. Lovely. And then again, just slowly release that and give the knees a little hug into the chest. And then extend the left leg long and keep the right knee hugged in. We'll just take a supine twist here. So really reach that left leg away, breathing in. And as you breathe out, draw the right knee across the body. So you might feel you need to shift the left hip under you to enable that release. You can use your left elbow there like a little bit of a kickstand for your leg. The right foot can stay on the left leg if that's helpful, if it doesn't reach the floor. And then try and encourage the shoulders to soften down. So we're keeping the shoulders pretty much evenly in contact with the ground, and the gaze can go towards your right arm. So don't feel that you have to go so deep here that you're putting strain through the upper body or into your lumbar spine there or your low back. And then just stay for one more breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, tone the low belly and roll back through the middle. Take a full stretch, reach the arms and legs away. And then as you breathe out, hug the left knee in towards the chest. Really reach long through the right leg. And then start to roll into the twist. So you can scoot the right hip underneath you a little bit to give you a bit more space to bring depth to the twist. And again, that right arm can sort of prop you up on the ground here, and just a gentle encouragement on the outside of the left leg there. But sometimes it can feel a little bit clunky around the low back, so don't kind of pull so much that you're causing too much stress in that area. Again, breathing into the ribs, just softening the left shoulder down. And then if you're turning your head to the left, really just let the side of the head be heavy on the mat there. You might feel a little tension around the right side of the neck. See if you can use the exhale to soften that. Last breath, inhale. As you exhale, tone the low belly and roll back to the centre. Again, take a full stretch, reach arms and legs away. Exhale, give the knees a little hug. Maybe draw the forehead up to the knees, curling. And then release the upper body down. We'll extend the arms and legs away. If you would like to come to legs up the wall here, do, or you can stay in Shavasana, flat on the ground. If you have a sofa nearby, you can even just flip the legs onto the edge of the sofa. But if you would rather lay flat, go ahead and lay flat. And make sure that you're warm. So we're just running over a couple of minutes as we started a little late. But I'll just watch the time for 2 minutes so that you have a proper rest. And covering the eyes if that's helpful for you. If you have music on, just allowing that to be there. If there's other sounds in your environment, again, just allowing those to be there without them disturbing you. And just choosing to shift your awareness back to the feeling of the ground holding your body in space. Knowing that everything else can wait just for another minute. Softening the jaw, the inner corners of the eyes, the brow. And just allowing your awareness to just be really light. So if thoughts come and go, which inevitably they will, just allow them to just really drift by. Noticing how you can be still and breathe and allow your awareness to, or almost like thoughts can be in the periphery of your awareness without it being a problem. Noise can be in the periphery of your awareness without it being a problem. Both can exist at once. And you can remain quiet, allowing the ground to hold you in space. And then just bring your awareness back to the feeling of your breath. If you have the legs elevated, just gradually bring them down. If you're laying on the ground, just bring some movement to fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, and just slowly make your way to sit. No rush. Finding a comfortable seat for a moment, just to let yourself reorientate. Give the shoulders a roll, ease the head side to side. And let's take a shared breath in together. So as you inhale, reaching tall, gathering up all that lovely energy you cultivated. And a sigh. Namaste everyone. Have a lovely evening.